Hi everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez, and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. Do you think Paseo Boulevard should be renamed to honor Martin Luther King Jr.? The mayor and the city council want to know. Mayor Sly James is forming a citizens commission that will engage residents to come up with a community-wide consensus about how to best pay tribute to Dr. King. The assassination of the civil rights leader took place 50 years ago this week. The 11 community leaders appointed to the commission by Mayor James will conduct a broad public conversation and make a recommendation back to the mayor and council within 45 days.
I decided to appoint a commission to discuss the most appropriate way to honor Martin Luther King for a number of reasons. Number one, having a street named like Paseo, I'm concerned might simply be a de facto movement of the dividing line from Truce to Paseo. We don't need more dividing lines. We need lines that stop divisions, not create divisions. Number two, if we are truly honoring Dr. King and what he stood for, then what we need to do is to have a conversation with all the people of Kansas City so that we can figure out a community way to honor him in a way that everybody buys into. This isn't a black issue. It's not a white issue. It's an us issue, and I want to make sure that we as a community discuss this issue in a way so that we can honor Dr. Martin Luther King and what he stood for in the most appropriate way. It's not meant to be a slight to anybody. It's not a challenge. It's nothing more than trying to honor the man for who he is, what he stood for, in a way that we can all be proud of and that everybody can have ownership of.
Downtown parkers may notice new increased enforcement due to an agreement between the Public Works Department and KCPD. Police will start by issuing warning citations for a short time. However, parking violations that create a safety hazard or interfere with traffic flow will result in actual tickets. As downtown has grown with more businesses and residents, the city has implemented parking improvements such as online parking reservations, mobile app payments for meters, electric vehicle charging stations, and car share services. Spring in Kansas City brings fountain season as well as severe weather. The city of Kansas City wants you to be prepared. Our text notification system called Alert KC helps residents stay safe and in the know with weather warnings and community messages delivered directly to your phone. To sign up, text your zip code to 888-777 or go to kcmo.gov/alertkc and provide your address plus a cell phone number or an email address to receive notifications. Subscribers then choose which information they wish to receive, such as alerts, advisories, and community messages. Sports fans know the Royals home opener was just a few weeks ago, and it's finally starting to feel like baseball weather. Thanks to the new MLB Urban Youth Academy, the boys and girls of summer can play baseball year-round. Check out this video about the incredible new facility, which is located in the 18th and Vine district, along with news from some of our other city departments.
The ground in which we stand, it's a sacred place for all of us here in Kansas City. Certainly hollow ground for the game of baseball.
Well, this is an exciting day for Kansas City in general. This complements greatly what the city has been really committed to, preserving the rich history of 18th and Vine, but also enhancing it for the next generation.
What this is all about is how our community, our team, our city, our state can build opportunities for young people.
The whole story of 18th and Vine is that it mixes a lot of different things: music, sports, the community, churches. And so I think what we're seeing is a big part of how that sports aspect relates to our community. In particular, it's bringing in young people.
I am so happy they all did this. This helped my team, our whole community all together to help us improve and get better as a team.
Every day, KC Water has dozens of men and women making important improvements and repairs to Kansas City's infrastructure. Much of that work happens underground and alongside traffic. To help keep them safe, they set up traffic cones, signs, and barricades. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work.
I see people run through cones. I see people not slow down and just want to run through the cones. I like for them to slow down sometimes.
April 9th through the 13th is Work Zone Awareness Week. This year's theme, Work Zone Safety, is everybody's responsibility. Nationwide, the number of work zone fatalities increased 7% from 2015 to 2016, but these accidents are preventable.
We see a lot of distracted drivers.
Work zones are not only dangerous for workers, drivers are at risk if they're not paying attention. Behind those cones and signs can be deep holes and open excavation sites. At the end of the day, KC Water wants all employees to go home safely. Workers ask that drivers help make that happen.
When we set up cones and have signs set up for them, I wish they would pay attention more to where we're in our work zone so we'll be able to be more safer in our work zone so we won't get hurt.
For KC Water, I'm Brooke Givens.
The city of Kansas City, Missouri is making it easier to do business with City Hall. We are introducing Compass KC. It's a one-stop shop for plans, permits, and more. For example, usually when you're building something, you have to come to City Hall during business hours in order to submit your plans and get your approvals as well as apply for permits. Now you'll be able to upload these plans online as well as get your approvals and even pay for permits all at your convenience. Go to the city's website at kcmo.gov/CompassKC to get started. Receive email notifications when your plans or permits are approved. It's easy to use and it cuts down on paperwork as well as trips to city offices. Go online to use Compass KC City Services at your fingertips.
From April 24th through May 5th, the historic West Bottoms hosts a series of events called Heritage Week, and Heritage Week is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. The events highlight the culture and the history of the West Bottoms. Today we are in the Livestock Exchange Building, which is located at 1600 Genesee in the West Bottoms, with Bruce Holloway, who is a board member of Historic West Bottoms. Thank you so much for being here, Bruce.
Thank you, Consuelo, for this opportunity to talk a little bit about history and culture of West Bottoms again.
Yes. And what was the idea behind celebrating the history and the culture of the West Bottoms?
Actually, I always have to give credit to Sydney Milstein for that. She presented on the history of the 12th Street Bridge, actually the 12th Street Viaduct, back in 2013. And she let us know that it was going to be 100 years old, March 18th, 2015. So that was our first year to celebrate history and the infrastructure of the West Bottoms.
And what other interesting kind of historical tidbits did you find along the way as this event has grown?
Well, one of the things that has been interesting is that there have been several names associated with the West Bottoms. One of the names is Cosmouth, and we're using that this year for one of our events. Another name that some people still like and wish were still around is the French Bottoms. And a third thing just has to do with a certain part of the West Bottoms that's known as the wettest block. And I'll let you all look that up.
Well, in all of these events, the names and the titles all have like a common thread, but they're all represented in the titles or in some of the events that you are having during Heritage Week, which is longer than a week because the event has grown and in the number of activities over the years, because this, like you said, is your 4th year.
This is our 4th year, and we have outgrown our name, so maybe we'll deal with that next year. But we've had a lot of interest, a lot of new groups that wanted to take part this year. In particular, the Healthy Rivers Partnership is going to have an exhibit of the students' art and also bring their Big Muddy Series lecture to the West Bottoms during Heritage Week.
So in addition to the lecture, there are other lectures that are happening too here in the West Bottoms, and there's one that is outside of the West Bottoms. Can you tell us about that one?
Right. One of our longest term partners is the Kansas City Public Library. They have a series called the Missouri Valley Sunday Series, and they've been with us all 4 years, and this year Bill Morley is going to present on Native Americans in the West Bottoms.
And how about the non-lecture parts? Can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, we're going to celebrate too, and we're going to celebrate with music, and we're going to celebrate with food. One of our events is going to be the Stockyards Legends Dinner, which will be a steak dinner from Moxie and the Golden Ox. and we'll have history, and Hot Club KC will play that night. That's a local band. Another music event is going to be with the Grizzly Hand, and they're going to be part of a pig roast. We're going to call it the Wettest Block Pig Roast after a public dedication of sculpture on 9th Street. Our third food event is going to be called Cosmouth Kitchens, and that's going to feature all the restaurants in the West Bottoms for a small bites presentation, and then history and sketch comedy the same night. That's really our final event that the Historic West Bottoms is sponsoring.
And if people want to buy tickets or want to attend events, where's the best place to go to find out all of the information?
The best place to go where you can see everything is at the website for Historic West Bottoms, and that's whb-kc.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Bruce, for taking time to talk to us about all of the events that are happening during Heritage Week.
Again, we appreciate this opportunity.
Great.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
Please join us for this year's Fountain Day. It takes place Tuesday, April 17th, with a ceremony at 11 a.m. in front of the newly refurbished Spirit of Freedom Fountain. Work on the fountain included new plumbing, pumps, and lighting. The fountain is located at Emmanuel Cleaver II Boulevard and Cleveland Avenue. A reception following the ceremony will be held at the Bruce Watkins Cultural Center. And be sure to join us at the ribbon cutting for the Native Sons and Daughters of Greater Kansas City Monument on April 19th at 10 a.m. This new monument is located in Ilis Davis Park and celebrates the rich, diverse heritage of our metro area, which is preserved by the Native Sons and Daughters Association. Curbside leaf and brush spring pickup service continues throughout the city. Collection in the South Zone is the week of April 16th. Central Zone collection is the week of April 23rd. And remember, residents may leave up to 20 bags or bundles of leaves and brush at the curb on your regular trash pickup day. Or you can do it yourself by using one of the city's leaf and brush drop-off sites. The sites are located at 11660 North Main, 1815 North Shoto Trafficway, and 10301 Raytown Road. Drop-off is free to residents on Saturdays with identification. For more information about leaf and brush, visit kcmo.gov/leaf and brush. And that does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or any other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov/Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel where you can view our great programs on demand. I'm Chris Hernandez. Thanks for watching Channel 2, and we will see you next time.